What's up guys, it's Jade back here again for a brand new video, and welcome to the first video in the Jades Corner power scaling reboot series. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that I did a power scaling series for Teen Wolf characters in specific, and with that series, I ranked the Teen Wolf characters in terms of power from weakest to strongest by season. I still need to finish that series. I still need to do, I think, season 6B and Teen Wolf the movie, which will come at a later date. But in today's video, we're going to be doing a separate kind of power scaling series here. This is going to be a brand new series separate from that. That was mainly Teen Wolf focused. This is going to be focusing on different sort of franchises, ranking specific characters from these franchises. In this video, we're going to be ranking the Mikaelsons from weakest to strongest, and we're going to be doing the Mikaelsons as in like the main branch of the family, so the blood related characters, and then the extended family, so members like Marcel, Davina, who are like married and like adopted into the family, sort of kind of like that. So yeah, sit back, relax, grab a snack. Hopefully it won't be too long, and let's rank the Mikaelsons from weakest to strongest. All right, so as you can see here, we have all the Mikaelsons and their extended family listed out here, from Anel all the way to Rebecca Mikaelson, who is, you know, first to last. First, we're gonna start with Anel. So Anel, in my honest opinion, is one of the weaker members of the Mikaelsons. He's probably between weak and decently strong, in my honest opinion. Like he's a decently powerful werewolf, but he's not anything too special or anything of that nature. So we're probably gonna put him in decently strong, in my opinion. If you guys feel differently, let me know in the comments. Now next is gonna be Dalia. Dalia is one of the most powerful characters in the Vampire Diaries universe. She's one of the most powerful witches of all time. Absolutely bodied the Mikaelsons, bodied Michael, and would have killed all of the Mikaelsons if it weren't for Esther pulling a talk no jutsu on her. For those anime fans out there, you know what I'm referring to when I mention talk no jutsu. So for Dalia, Dalia's gonna go in top tier. Now next we have Davina Claire. Davina Claire is also a really powerful witch, one of the most powerful witches in the verse. Although, in my opinion, in terms of the witches of the Mikaelson family, she's probably the weakest of the bunch. She's probably at the bottom. I think Hope's stronger than her. I definitely think Dalia is stronger than her for sure. I think Freya is stronger than her, and I think that Esther is either around her level or slightly more powerful than she is, but that's kind of debatable. You guys will probably argue about that in the comments, but I'm probably gonna put Davina in top tier. I think that's where she belongs. She's either in top tier or really powerful. I don't think she's lower than that. And the reason why a lot of people are probably gonna get a little pissed with how I do the tier list later on is because witches scale over anybody else. Like by themselves, if we're talking about physical power, the witches are by far in like the weak. They're like all the way at the bottom. But in terms of their magical strength, especially some of the top tiers like the Hollow, Dalia, Freya, and Esther, they're some of the most powerful beings in the whole verse. So Davina being included in that, she has to go in the top tier for me. Now next is Elijah Mikaelson, who is really powerful. He's, in my opinion, the second strongest of the Mikaelson siblings in terms of the Mikaelsons who are, you know, original vampires and originals. Elijah's talked about decently in the community, and he's talked about all the time on YouTube in terms of how powerful he is. And I've talked about him in a fantasy fights video. Go watch Angel and Spike versus Klaus and Elijah if you haven't yet. I'll leave a pin card to that right here. So yeah, I won't talk about Elijah too much, but yeah, Elijah, in my opinion, scales to really powerful. He's definitely at the top of the list. Yeah, I don't think there should be any arguments about that in the comments. So let's move on to the next character. Next character is Esther Mikaelson. I think that, again, Esther is more powerful than Davina, but I don't think she scales higher than that. So yeah, in my honest opinion, Esther is gonna go into top tier. I don't think there should be any arguments about that either. Next is gonna be Finn Mikaelson. Finn Mikaelson, in my opinion, is probably the weakest of the main Mikaelson siblings who are vampires and werewolves and originals. So he's probably going to be at the bottom of really powerful. I don't think he goes anything below that, even though on screen we see him getting clapped most of the time. Finn Mikaelson, probably at the bottom of really powerful. So yeah, goes at the bottom of really powerful. Next is Freya. Freya, in my opinion, is right behind Dalia in terms of power. She's stronger than her mom. She's stronger than Davina for damn sure, but she's not stronger than Hope, and she's not stronger than Dalia. So in my opinion, Freya goes right behind Dalia, but above Esther and Davina. Really powerful tier. Next is Haley. she's definitely like the third weakest of the Mikaelson family in my opinion. She doesn't go anywhere below powerful though. She's definitely strong enough to destroy Keelan and destroy Ansel in a fight, but anybody else in the family, she's not beating in a one-on-one fight. I can tell you that for damn sure. So she's going in powerful, and it's probably gonna be the only character in the powerful section. So next is the ever popular Hope Mikaelson, who is getting the #1 spot in this scaling. I don't think that anybody's really gonna argue with that too much. Hope is by far the most powerful member of the entire Mikaelson family. Like when she first turned into a hybrid in Legacies, she freaking changed the whole color of the sky to like a red type color. Hope is no joke. Definitely the most powerful of the Mikaelson. She's more powerful than Marcel, more powerful than all the original vampires and Klaus as well. So yeah, and she's more powerful in my opinion than all the other witches by far. Seeing that just by her transforming into a tribrid for the first time, she was able to do shit that Dalia and Freya have never been able to do on screen ever. So Hope is top tier. Next is Keelan. This is gonna be an easy one. We're gonna spend a few seconds on this. She's by far the weakest member of the Mikaelsons. It's not even up for debate, so yeah, don't really want to spend too long on this. She's definitely in weak tier. Next is gonna be Klaus Mikaelson. Klaus is at the top of really powerful. I don't think he's a top tier because there is another, original who is stronger than Klaus, but Klaus is barely at the top of really powerful, just barely missing out on top tier. This is where Klaus goes in my honest opinion, because I do think that everyone else in terms of just overall raw power is stronger than Klaus. Like Klaus is overrated. I love Klaus as a character. I love Klaus to death, but he is, in my opinion, very overrated. He's definitely not the strongest of the Mikaelson family for damn sure, and I'm probably gonna get a bunch of dislikes and hate for saying this, but yeah, I don't give a damn. If you disagree, cool, that's your prerogative, but in my opinion, Klaus is not in the top tier. He's at the very top of really powerful, just barely missing out on it. Now, next is Cole Mikaelson, who I think is the third strongest of the Mikaelson vampire. No, fourth strongest, because I'm forgetting Michael. He's the fourth strongest of the Mikaelson vampires. And yeah, I don't think there's going to be any arguments with that. I think he's stronger than Finn. He's stronger than Rebecca. And yeah, he's not passing Elijah, Klaus, or Michael. So Cole right behind Elijah. This is definitely where he sits on the list. Next is Marcel Gerard, who is going to be the final character who is going in the top tier. Now, in terms of just the originals, Marcel is 100% the strongest one by far, and people hate when I say this, but if you're a fan, like a hardcore fan, you know this to be a 100% fact. It's not even opinion. Even the showrunner, Michael Narducci, literally confirmed it himself twice on Twitter. He literally said Marcel is the most powerful of the originals, and he even said his bite can kill Klaus. Marcel can kill Klaus if he really wanted to. We all saw on screen that Klaus got ragdolled by Marcel. Elijah, not even a factor. Cole, bodied. He was able to fight the three of them by himself, 1v3, and came out on top. Granted, people are like, oh my god, Klaus is gonna go into his hybrid form and defeat Marcel. I don't think that would have happened. I think that Marcel would have easily bodied Klaus regardless of if Rebecca intervened or not. The fact that Marcel was just chilling and literally was like, yeah, come on, like, bro, and you have Klaus literally showing his hybrid eyes and getting pissed, and Marcel is not even breaking the sweat. Like, who do you think has more of the power there? Come on now. Marcel, bottom of top tier. In my opinion, all the witches scale above him just because their magical raw power is just insane. Yeah, in terms of the vampires and originals and werewolf type characters of the Mikaelson family, he's definitely sitting at the top of that list, with Klaus coming right behind him at number 2. Now, next we're going to go to Michael. And in my opinion, Michael is the third strongest original, surpassing all of his kids except Klaus. And the reason why he doesn't surpass Klaus is because Klaus has that werewolf side, and that werewolf side gives him a huge boost in power over all his siblings and his stepfather. But his actual father's on this list and decently strong, but yeah, his stepfather, I think that's where he ranks, man. Like, he's definitely one of the strong. He's able to give Klaus a run for his money. Can't beat him outright. Michael is no joke, definitely the third strongest, but in a fight with Klaus and Marcel, especially if they're like tag teaming or even fighting him one-on-one, I don't think Michael is beating Marcel. Marcel is absolutely washing him, and Klaus barely slightly edges out Michael. Like I said, that werewolf side of Klaus really is the reason why Michael is not above him. Klaus didn't have that, Michael would be at the very top of really powerful tier. So that's where Michael sits. And last but not least, we have Rebecca Mikaelson. Rebecca Mikaelson, in my opinion, is at the bottom, right above Finn of really powerful tiers. She's not stronger than her older brothers or her father, or well, older brothers except Finn, because Finn doesn't really do shit and he gets bodied by the entire family, probably except Haley and the decently strong and weak characters like Ansel and Keelan. Yeah, I do think Rebecca scales over Finn because, one, they drink more blood than he does on a regular basis. Now, if Finn gave into his vampire nature and drank blood and was kind of like his siblings, I think Finn scales right here next to Michael above Elijah for damn sure, because how powerful his siblings are just goes by the age, except for Klaus because he has that werewolf side which negates all of that. But yeah, Elijah's stronger than Cole. I don't think that's a hot take. Cole's stronger than Rebecca. I don't think that's a hot take either. But because Finn doesn't drink blood and he doesn't sustain himself too much unless he really needs to survive, which I'm sure he does on a regular basis when Klaus allows him to not be stuck in a coffin, and when he's just free running around, he's by far physically the weakest of the three, seeing that he couldn't even really take on Lucian and give Lucian a decent fight. Like, he hit Lucian once and then Lucian bodied him by biting. Like, once Lucian bit him, it was over. There's nothing he could do. So yeah, Rebecca is above Finn, and I think that's it for the list. I'm pretty satisfied with all these rankings, and I think this is probably one of the most accurate lists out there in terms of ranking the Mikaelson family in terms of like weakest to strongest. So yeah, not disappointed by this, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, and yeah, I'll see you in the outro. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, as it helps this video perform better in the algorithm and reach more people. Comment your thoughts on this video below. I go through all the comments, so any feedback is appreciated. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider making today that day. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell icon and set those notifications to all so that you never miss a future video. Also, don't forget to join my Discord server link below. All my socials and other versus battle channels are also linked in the description and pinned comment. And until next time, this is Jades Corner signing off. Peace.